Welcome to our free online learning resource. We're really pleased you've chosen to log into this service and learn a little bit more about first aid and medical care at sea. Today's learning resource is going to be a video tutorial about basic airway management. After this online tutorial, you should be able to identify the equipment needed to maintain an airway, be confident in using different techniques to manage an airway, and be able to use the added checklist that accompanies this module to find out if you and your crew are prepared on board. Now, just a quick note before we get started, I wanted to let you know that the equipment and the techniques that we are going to be looking at are the ones that are STCW regulated and M1768 compliant, which is your ship's medical stores list. The Merchant Shipping Notice 1768, which is the ship's medical stores list, says that you must carry oropharyngeal airways and a manual suction device, and these are the things that we're going to be looking at today as part of our airway management series. The first manoeuvre I'd like to show you is called the chin lift head tilt. We use it because the tongue is attached to the jaw, and by lifting the chin up, we can actually bring the tongue off the back of the throat. So it's two fingers underneath the bony part of the chin with one hand on the forehead to support, and we simply lift the chin back towards us. The next technique I'd like to show you is a jaw thrust. Jaw thrusts are used when we have a suspicion of spinal injury. So any kind of fall from height, impact injury, a crushing injury, rapid deceleration, we're going to be concerned about the neck, and we don't want to be doing the chin lift, which actually extends the neck that way. So to carry out a jaw thrust, we place the heels of our hands onto the cheekbones of the patient, and with the remainder of the fingers, we're going to get them behind the jawbone. And the whole purpose of a jaw thrust is to come up this way, which lifts the jaw up, which brings the tongue off the back of the airway. So when we do it, it's just a very small motion, as so. And what we're aiming to do is bring those bottom teeth in front of the top teeth. Once that jaw thrust is applied, we do then have to hold it though for the duration. As soon as we let go, the whole jaw relaxes back into its normal position. The next technique I'd like to show you is called manual suction, and this is for when the airway has got fluid in it. So it could be vomit, it could be blood, it could be water. We definitely don't want to leave that in there because there'll be no way for the air to move freely in and out of the lungs. So what we do is we open up the mouth, we get our manual suction device, and you pop the tube in only as far as you can see, and then you suck and sweep as you exit the mouth. And what will happen is this container here will fill up with all whatever the gunk is that's in there, and then once we've suctioned out everything that we can, we're going to take another quick look and see if the airway is now clear. The next thing I'd like to show you is an oropharyngeal airway, OPA. This device is hard plastic. Don't worry about the colours, it's just the different manufacturers put different colours onto them. And the device is designed to be inserted into the upper airway, and the curve of this bit here of the tube actually holds the tongue off the back of the throat. So this has got a hole all the way down through the middle and out of the other end, and that's what will allow the air to pass in and out of the lungs. Oropharyngeal airways come in many different sizes, and normally when you get your kit on board you will have a full range of the sizes, maybe even down to paediatric if you carry children. So what we need to be able to do is size the oropharyngeal for the person. And it's not based on their body weight or their height. We're working on the dimensions from the corner of the mouth to where the earlobe and the jawline meet. So if I was to pop this one in position here, you should be able to see that this is not a good sizing because it's actually too long. If I was to get this size here and place it in position, you can see that actually we're getting there now. So that's not a bad sizing, that one, but we'll just try the other one to be on the safe side. So we're going to place that in the corner, and where the earlobe and the jawline meet, this is actually a perfect fit. Happy days. Now, if you find that you've got somebody who's a bit of an in-betweenie, you're better off going slightly smaller than you are slightly too big, because if it's too big, it can actually push the tongue back further down the throat, and which is going to cause more of an airway obstruction. To insert an oropharyngeal airway, the first thing we need to do is open the mouth, get the appropriately sized oropharyngeal airway, and we're going to hold it so it's in that curved up position. We then pop that in and follow the curve around until the tip of the oropharyngeal airway is touching the upper part of the mouth. You're then going to spin it through 180 degrees and continue to insert it until it's fully in position. So to summarise, what we've had a look at today is the equipment that you have available on your ship. We've reminded ourselves how to use it correctly, and hopefully you've printed off the checklist to make sure that all your kit and your crew are fully prepared for any airway management emergencies that you may encounter. Thank you so much for taking part in this tutorial. Please do give us some feedback by either emailing us or letting us know on social media, and we look forward to welcoming you to our next tutorial. Bye bye.